be doing 30 minutes of bar, 30 minutes of yoga. So for our bar section of the class, you will need some light weights. I have 3 pounds, and I might even grab my 2-pounders today too. So 2 or 3 pound weights for the yoga, 2 or 3 pound weights for the bar section. And then we'll need our yoga mat for the yoga portion of class. Let's do this here. We're gonna start with our feet together. This is our first position, or our athletic V position. Arms are gonna be straight down in front of you. We're just gonna bend the knees and straighten. So we're just keeping the arms here for now. Oh yeah, if you have a little device, make sure you start it. I always forget to do this. This will also keep me on track for timing our session today. So, knees are going out to the side. You're using your core as you're bending the knees. So you're squeezing the core and lifting. Squeezing and lifting. We're gonna add the arms just a little bit here. Kind of go fluttering out and back in, and out and in, and out and in. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Beautiful. We're gonna send the left arm up as we bend down and up. We're gonna stay on the left side. So we're getting a little bit more range of motion here. Up and down. A little bit more dancey this morning. If you're like, I'm starting to feel this in my bum a little bit, you're doing it right. You should feel it in the front of the abs, the bum in the back. Let's switch sides. So right arm is reaching up. If you're a dancer, you're big, oh yes, I've done this before. If you're not a dancer, it's okay. Make it look pretty. Make it look pretty. Down. We got 3 more. Here's 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're gonna do both arms. We go up and down, up. 6, 5. Here's 4, 3, 2. Last one. Good. Okay, shake it out. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, we're gonna do the same exact thing, but turned out in our second position. So for our squat, we're gonna be able to get a little bit lower with our legs out a little bit wider. So let's go for it. So we're just gonna start. Arms actually will feel better being out to the side now instead of in front. So bring your arms out to the side. Toes are turned out. Then we go ahead and squat down and stand. This is more of a traditional bar class today. The last one we did, planks, planks, planks. A lot of people love that one. It went a little bit away from a traditional bar class, but I will definitely be doing more themed classes like that because people really enjoyed them. Got lots of good feedback, so thank you. For 4, here's 3, here's 2. That's 10, let's stay low. So here, you're opening up the knees, you're driving them back, so you're squeezing the glutes in the back, and then we pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left arm reaches up, squat down. So we're doing the same sequence as we did with the feet together, but we're a little bit more warm. At least I am. So we can get a little bit lower in the squat here. But we're controlled. This is what I found that I do. When I'm squatting down, sometimes I just kind of let my body just fall. And then fall. You're like, okay, I'm getting kind of tired. But I want you squeezing. I want you controlled when you're squatting down. You're using those abs. You're protecting the inner groin here, right? It's really easy to just kind of drop down when you're getting tired, to drop the chest forward, to even look down with your neck. Keep everything lifted. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Let's switch sides. What? I mean, okay, right arm. Maybe you're noticing, okay, I can get a little bit more of a bend when I reach the top in my side body. That might require you to move a little bit slower. Gotta be mindful nowadays. I'm getting old. One little tweak of the body can set you back in your journey. So listen to your body. Notice, okay, when I squat down, do I feel anything that's challenging? Okay, yes. Is it painful? Potentially. Painful in a good way. Or painful in a, ooh, I don't think that feels good in my body. I got 7 more. How many are we doing, Rachel? 16. Woo, here's 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one here. 1. Beautiful, shake it out. All right, we're getting into our last warm-up. Yeah, we're still in the warm-up here. Okay, I hope you're on some sort of floor that you can kind of like shift your heel on. What we're gonna do, a squat center, and then we're gonna take a lunge to the left. Squat center, then lunge to the right. Center, left, so we're alternating, going side to side. So if you're like me, woo, the bottoms of my feet take a while to get warmed up. So these lunges, I'm like, oh my gosh, like the bottom part of my toes are like screaming at me. So move at your own pace. It might be because I have some foot problems. It's hereditary. I have bunions. That's the nastiest word in the universe. But if you have bunions, shoot me a message because we can connect on our bunion hatred and how much they hurt and you don't know why. It's so weird. I mean, you kind of do know why, but okay, that is beside the point. Keep moving. We got 2 more each side. All right, we got 1 more each side. Here we go. We're almost there. And then we're gonna stay over here to the left. So just stay here. Keep that right knee bent. This is strength right here. We are strengthening both of our thighs. And then let's just come through center to the other side. Keep it low. Keep that back knee bent. I know a lot of times I encourage you to straighten it. That's to get this stretch. But we have a whole yoga practice after this. So let's strengthen it. Let's bend that knee. Let's get a little shaky. And out of breath. Whew. You can tell when I get passionate about things because I start talking a lot more and then I can't breathe. Okay, and then stand up. Back foot meets the front. Shake it out, take a sip of water. There's our warm up. Okay. So grab onto your weights. I'm gonna be ambitious and start with my heavier weights here. Oh my gosh, yeah, Finn is in this video, isn't he? Hi, Bubby. That's what I want to be doing. But you guys are keeping me motivated just as much as having these live videos for you. They're for me as well. The secret's out. Okay, hands are gonna come on hips, chest is lifted, but you're holding that belly button in towards your spine. We're gonna start with our left leg. So right foot is planting down into the ground. We're just gonna kick it straight up and down. Today is all about full body. Some days I have different themes of, okay, we're gonna really focus on this. No, today we're just burning it. But as always, if you have suggestions of classes, you're like, hey girl, I need this right now. Even if it's not necessarily a theme with like a body part or a muscle group, I like themes. Okay, we're gonna add the arms. Oh yeah, all right. So we're gonna lift them up and down. In the video, it kind of looks wonky, but I'm only bringing my arms up to about shoulder height. It still looks like I'm bringing them really high. It's probably the angle of the video, or angle of my camera, but I'm bringing it up, so my wrist, elbow, and knee, my wrist, elbow, and shoulder are all in alignment with each other. We got 3 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can either leave the arms straight out in front of you or bring them onto your hips. And then we gotta pulse that leg up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep it lifted. If those arms are not out in front of you, bring them back out there. So right arm, I'm falling. Right arm reaches up and then down, up and down. So bring it straight up overhead, down. So remember at the beginning of class, when we were doing, we're squatting down, we're reaching, we're stretching through our side body. I want that same action here, right? So you're lifting up and lowering, but I want you to think about elongating that entire side of your body as you're lifting this weight up and down. So we're not just like dumping that weight into our shoulder, we're not just dumping it. Okay, we're not dumping all of the weight into that standing leg. We're actually lifting up and down. We're stretching the side body. For 4, here's 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna leave that arm lifted. This left hand, if you're like, nope, you can drop it down. If your leg that's lifted is like, nope, you can drop it down. We're gonna bring the elbow down. Our lat pull downs here. But if you would like a challenge, go ahead, lift up that leg. Maybe bring that arm forward. It throws off your balance a little bit here. Duh, Rachel. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop them down. Shake it out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Adam is doing this in the other room and he's shaking his butt out like this. So if this gives you relief, it looks kind of funny. Yes, so men can do bar. If you're at home with your significant other and they're like, oh, this looks not hard, make them do it. Okay, we're gonna switch to the other side. So left foot's planting down. You can start with your hands on your hips. I'm sorry, left leg is planting down, right leg is gonna lift up. We go up and down, up and down. And notice for you, okay, I want you to lift your leg up and then down the same speed. So if you're lifting up, down, no, up, down, down, okay? It doesn't need to be perfect, but I just want you to be aware of, okay, when I lift my leg up, I'm actually going faster because that's harder for me than when I drop it down to the ground. Lift up and down. Okay, this time we're gonna do some bicep curls while we lift this right leg. So get your wrists, your palms to reach the front of the room. Elbows are hugging in towards your spine. Then we're gonna row up and down. And notice here, if you are taking some of your bicep curl just into your wrist, okay? I don't want you to be rolling up through your wrist. I want you to keep your wrist facing the same direction, right? So the palm is still facing forward until you start to lift it up. I don't want you doing this with your wrist, okay? That's how I got tennis elbow. Currently, okay? So, I know, the instructor got injured? Yeah, I did, because sometimes I go a little too hard. You gotta listen to your body. That's why I'm saying that so many times. We don't have mirrors really to watch us. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg lifted. Arms are gonna go straight out in front of you. And then let's go ahead. Let's lift up that left arm. And then we're gonna lower it back down. Lift up and down. I'm falling over. Okay, this is not my good side. All right, we all have a good side and a bad side. Okay, if you're thinking, I don't know, Rachel, you can drop them down, just do the arm, okay? But once again, I want you elongating through that side body as you're lifting up, especially if that leg is lifted, okay? Lifting up and down. We got 7 more. Here's 7. Here's 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna do our lat pull down, so elbow comes down. Option here, you can always drop the arm. Always drop that leg if you need to. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Bring both of your hands to your hips. I realize we did not do our pulse up of our leg. So if your leg is not lifted, lift up that right leg. Let's pulse it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Shake it out. You can do Adam's shake out if you want to. Ooh. That actually does feel really good. Maybe at the end of class I'll bring him out here so he can demonstrate his version of it. Okay, we're gonna continue on with our biceps here. Okay, so palms are gonna reach towards the front of the room. We're gonna give our legs a break. Shoulders are down the back, belly button's hugging in towards the spine, elbows are in towards the rib cage. You have a micro mini bend in your knees. We're gonna bicep curl 4, 16, 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. I could do these little 3-pound weights all day. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go all the way down, halfway up. Down, halfway up for 15, 14. This is what it looks like. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, coming up on the other one. 3, 2. The other one is you're gonna lift all the way up, halfway down. So here's 15, 14, 13, 12. Okay, now my little 3-pounders are getting a little more heavy. If you don't have weights at home, it's a little late to tell you this, but you can always use water bottles. Honestly, if you're not using weights, you're still getting a crazy workout. This is hard. Repetition of any movement is challenging on the body. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out, drop it down. I gave Adam 5-pound weights and he was just in there huffing and puffing. You might have been able to hear it. So men, just so you're aware. Okay, if you do have a lighter set of weights, you might want to have those nearby. For me, okay, I'm gonna drop down. I'm just gonna use my little 2-pounders here for this next one. So grab onto a weight, and then we're gonna have our left leg coming out behind us. So left leg, right arm is gonna reach out to the sky. Do, 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 okay? Kind of like your Superwoman, Superman. And then we're going to lift up the leg and lower. Leg, lift, lift, and lower. Your standing leg here, it's not locked, okay? So there is a little bit of a bend in it. For 4, here's 3, here's 2, and 1. We're gonna bring that arm down, we lift it up and down. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it back to our warm-up that we did today. Are we elongating this side of the body as we lift this arm up? Yes, but we're also needing to elongate the left side of the body, right? We're crunching in the back a little bit, slightly, to get this booty action, to get the hip action here. But I want you to think about lifting up in the chest as you're lifting up that arm, lengthening the body. That's all that bar is. We are lengthening those muscles as we are strengthening them. For 4, here's 3, here's 2, and 1. All right, here we go. This is gonna be the hardest part of this workout. Okay, so hold it. We're holding it. Hold, hold, hold. I want you to pulse up the leg. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg lifted. Pulse the arm. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, switch sides. Okay. I'd love to see on your shake it out workout like movements that you do. Ooh, gotta work that out. Because I'm the only one on camera right now, so you can just laugh at me. All right, right leg is extended, left arm reaches up. Da, 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 da. I am Superwoman. All right, let's go for it with the legs, starting up and down. Notice if you're trying to open up your hips here, the hips are trying to stay square to the front where you're facing the chest as well. I could say the front of the room, but that confused me because I'm not facing the front of the room. Okay, for 4, 3, we're working the booty, 2, and 1, beautiful. Okay, now the arm is gonna come down, we're gonna lift it up and down. So it's coming down to about shoulder height, all right? So yes, one could argue that we are condensing the back side of our body. So we really need to think about lengthening through the sides. Got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it lifted. Hold, hold, hold. Make sure those hips are not opening up. I'm doing it. I'm cheating. All right, let's pulse up that leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arm. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Shake it out. Oh yeah. All right, grab onto your other weight. I'm glad that I went lighter. So if you stayed super heavy, Adam, do you want my lighter weights? No. He said, no, I don't. No, ma'am. Okay, both feet are planted flat on the ground. Arms are coming behind you. Your palms are reaching towards each other. Chest is slightly lifted forward. So we hinge at the hips here. Chest is lifted. We're not looking down at our toes, so we're looking a little bit to the front of the room. We're gonna lift up and down. Here are our triceps. Up and down, up, up and down, up and down. So we're squeezing the shoulder blades together as we lift those dumbbells up and down. Oh, we're gonna get a water break here soon because I'm dying. I need water. We got 6 more. 5, 4, 3, last 2. Last 1, keep it lifted because I love you. All right, keeping it lifted, shoulders are down and away from the ears. Then we gotta pulse them together. So we're pulsing our arms in, 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 in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, shake it out. All right, I did lie to you at the beginning of class. If you have a mat, grab it real quick, take a sip of water. We only need this for the yoga portion. No, because we're gonna be laying on the ground here. We're doing some bridges, some abs, and then, yep, we're moving right into our yoga practice. You're right on track. Yes, yay, I love that. Okay. All right, yeah, about 15 more seconds here. I'm going to, babe, can you grab my towel on the chair? I'm really sweaty. I'm like, I don't want my mat to get all gross, so I'm gonna lay a towel down real quick. Okay, now let's lay down. We're gonna come into our bridge. Bring your weights with you. So if you have your weights, bring them down with you. So feet are coming flat on the ground. Your weights are gonna come to both of your hip bones. Feet are about hip distance apart. We're gonna lift up and down, up and down. Squeeze. Squeeze the bum. Squeeze. Squeeze. And squeeze. And squeeze. For 4, 3, here's 2, and 1. Keep it lifted, hold, hold, hold here. We're gonna drop down our hips one at a time. So let's do left and right, left and right. Yes, this feels a little awkward. So if you wanna look up at the video real quick, yes, your knees kind of go a little bit wonkadoodle, okay? You actually need to use your abs a lot to be able to lift those hips back up. I learned this, I forget what instructor I took this from, but sorry, I'm stealing your moves. But they're super effective. These are working your abs, your glutes. Notice if your lower back is starting to feel pain, that means that you need to use your abs a little bit more. Well, thanks, Rachel. It's really helpful. Let's do it. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Drop it down to the ground. Remove those weights. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug. Allow your spine to lengthen on the mat. Rachel, I know I need to strengthen my core, okay? That's why I'm here. Maybe you take some circles with your knees in one direction and then the other. Beautiful. Okay, plant those feet back on the ground. We got another little bridge variation here. You can either use your weights and put them down on your hips again. So we're just pretty much weighting down our hips. So you have to use more strength to get them lifted, or you can put them out to the side. But while we do this, I want you to have your hands down by your side if you don't have your weights on your hips. And you're gonna lift up your hips and you're gonna kick up your opposite leg and lower. So kick up and down, kick up and down. So you can have your weights on your hips. Makes this a little bit more challenging as you lift up and down, up and down. For 4, 3, here's 2, and 1. Drop the legs down, weights off to the side, windshield wiper the knees side to side. All right, now we're gonna move onto our side. So move on to your right side. So your right elbow is gonna be on the ground. Your knees are gonna be stacked on top of each other. So forearm is on the ground. I'm out of breath, okay. And then our arm is gonna come straight up. Okay, so like you're a mermaid here, all right? Or a merman. Okay, yep, Adam just said, yeah, girl. Okay, so arm is gonna go straight up and we're gonna lift up that top knee. Then we're gonna bring the knee to the elbow. Okay, so we're not straightening the leg, okay? We're just keeping it bent, bringing knee to elbow. Excuse me. Oh, yes. So we're squeezing the obliques here. Squeeze and squeeze, squeeze, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Arm is going to come out in front of you, and you're going to extend your leg behind, and you're going to straighten it, and then you're going to bring your knee into your elbow in front of your body. 7. Here's 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice. Okay, let's switch sides. So left elbow comes down onto the ground. You're going to stack your knees one on top of each other. Bring that arm straight up. We're going to bring knee to elbow. So bringing it back to our warm-up, how we were doing a lot of lengthening through our side body, right? Well, here we're doing the same thing, kind of. Now we're just bringing our knee into our elbow, but we're lengthening through the side body and then we're crunching. For 4, here's 3, here's 2, and 1. Beautiful. Arm is going to come right out in front of you. That right leg is going to extend straight. Bring your knee to your elbow in front. So it's kind of like we're doing a little arabesque here. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice. Bring both of the knees together. Make sure that the knees, hips, and chest are in alignment with each other. Tendency is to bring those knees a little bit more in front, so keep them tucked back. This is our last little spurt of our bar exercise, okay? We're gonna lift up, opening up and down. We got 7, 6, so your feet are on the floor. 5, we're really squeezing the bum. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna switch to the other side. We just gotta do that on the other side, then we're done with this portion of class. So stack those knees one on top of each other. Make sure that the knees, hips, and chest are in alignment. Now go ahead and open up and close. Got 7 more. Here's 6. You can feel it. Are you squeezing the bum? 5. Here's 4. 3. Last 2. And then last 1. Beautiful. Okay, so if you're like me, I need to move my weights out of the way. They're all over the place. Okay, and we're getting ready for our yoga portion. So take a quick sip of water here. I will encourage you to stay a little bit, even if you are like, I don't really want to do this full yoga practice today. I don't have time, just to get a nice good stretch after that because we didn't plan that in. Okay, so step up to the top of your mat and hang in your forward fold. Okay, so you can have your knees bent a lot if you're like me today, feeling a little bit tight in the hamstrings. Maybe you want to sway your hips side to side. And perhaps you find stillness. What? Oh, stop licking. I didn't even notice he was doing that. All right, and then slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time. And then we're gonna grab onto one of our wrists, I don't care which one, and then side bend. And to the other side. And then we'll come back center. We're gonna get moving with our sun salutation A. So on the inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, we'll swan dive forward. So you lead with the chest all the way down to the floor. On the inhale, we're gonna lift up halfway, tall spine. And exhale, fold, plant those hands. Step the left leg back, step the right leg back. Hold high plank here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop the knees lower all the way down onto your belly. On your inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, fold. Inhale, tuck those toes, press back through our tabletop position, then send it back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in our downward dog. And on the bottom of your exhale, feet meet the hands, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift up, tall spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, arms reach up. Palms touch, bring them back through your heart center. Let's do that again. Arms reach up. Swan dive, lead with the chest, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands, stepping back with the left leg, and then the right holding plank here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees lower down, all the way onto your belly. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, fold. Tuck those toes. Go up through your tabletop position, send it back to downward dog. Inhale. And bottom of the exhale, feet meet the hands, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold. And inhale to rise. So we'll do this one more time. Palms touch, hands come down to your heart center. One more time with your eyes on A. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, swan dive, lead with the chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step back 1 foot at a time. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, lower all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift up. Cobra. Fold. Tuck those toes, press your way back through tabletop and all the way to downward facing dog. So I know this is quite the switch from our bar class to our yoga practice today, but we can use the same intentionality to move through our yoga practice, noticing here in our downward facing dog, are we accentuating the side of our body? Are we lifting, even though we're pressing down into the ground? It's really easy to just kind of collapse into the wrists, collapse into the shoulders, even collapse into the hips and the ankles. But think about lifting, elongating through those parts of the body. We're gonna hold this for 5 more breaths. You can do it. Got 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Feet meet the hands, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift up. Fold. Inhale to rise. I love you, but you need to stop licking. Thank you. Okay? All right, let's stand all the way up. You are not listening to me. Okay, please stop. Arms reach up overhead. Bring them down to your heart center. Let's take a moment here. I need to take a moment so I don't get mad at my dog for licking the whole practice. Maybe you close your eyes, maybe you find a moment. Okay. All right, now we're going to come down onto our mat. So come down onto your knees, and we are going to stretch out a little bit more in the side body. So we're down on both knees, and we're going to step the left leg out to the side, and the toes are going to reach towards where your chest is, so wherever the front of the room is. And then your right hand is going to come down onto the ground, and then you're going to reach the left arm up and overhead. So we did do a lot of lengthening and crunching of the obliques today, so really feel this stretch. We're reaching that left sliver of the foot down into the mat as we reach the fingertips in the opposite direction. And the hips, it's really easy to kind of dump into this bottom knee. So we're thinking about sending those hips up to the ceiling, and maybe that chest is even spiraling open just a little bit towards the ceiling. And we'll slowly come back down, bend that left knee, send the right knee out to the side. We'll do the same thing on the other side. That felt like I was stretching the skin on my rib cage, which is a really gross visual. I'm so sorry I said that. I did hesitate though. I was like, this is gonna be really gross, but I'm gonna say it anyways. All right, so we're pressing down through the right sliver of that foot. Hips are reaching up towards the ceiling. Right arm is reaching up and overhead as you begin to stretch. Notice, are you dumping a lot of weight into your left hand? I am. Adam is too. He just started laughing, okay? I know what you guys are doing because I'm doing the same exact stuff. I'm a cheater, all right? So think about lifting up a little bit through that left wrist. Maybe you start to spiral open your chest. Not dumping the weight into that left side of the body. We all have those tendencies that we try to do. They're not even super noticeable. When things get hard, when something is challenging, it's like, where's your default? Okay, I'm gonna go into default mode. This is my default mode. I'm just gonna collapse in all the other areas of my body so this isn't so hard. That was deep, but it's true. We all do that. Okay, and slowly come back to center, both knees together. We're gonna come back to our child's pose. So if you need to switch your orientation on the mat, go ahead and do that. Hips to heels, bring those arms out in front of you. Your knees can be together or apart. you're gonna think about pressing that left hip crease down into the mat. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, this is your hip crease when you're bending forward. Think about sending that down to the mat just a little bit more. You're getting a little bit heavier in the left hip because you're gonna walk your hands over to the right. Why did Rachel say to be heavy in my left hip? Oh yeah, because when I move my hands over to the right, that hip, it becomes a little bit lighter. So I have to think about creating heaviness in that hip to enhance the stretch. Do you feel that in your side body? I do. And let's come back center. Let's try to find some heaviness in that right hip crease. Okay, right hip crease is getting heavy because I'm gonna walk my hands over to the left. Ooh, child. And then we'll come back center. And we're gonna press our way up to a tabletop position. Our hips are stacked on top of our knees, and then we're gonna walk our arms out ever so slightly. So for here, you really need to you're gonna lock, I never say lock, you're gonna lock where your hips are on top of your knees, okay? We're coming into puppy pose. So arms are walking out, your hips are staying stacked on top of your knees so your chest has room to fall towards the ground. If your hips start to come forward, it's kind of an awkward thing here. You're not really getting the maximum stretch and you could potentially hurt yourself. So keep the hips locked on top of your knees, then walk your arms forward and then allow the chest to fall towards the ground. If you're like, this is so painful, Rachel, you can come onto your forearms here, and then perhaps you can progressively start to walk out. If you have a block, maybe you could rest your head on a block. I know I didn't call for one of those today, but if you have one, you could use it. And slowly make your way back up. That was for our triceps, our chest, our lats, all of that good stuff. All right, press your way back up to a tabletop position. Left leg is gonna step forward. Okay, so left knee is stacked on the ankle. And now we're gonna get that stretch in that back leg. That was so long ago that we talked about that. So if you need to, if you have sore knees, you can always double up the mat if you need to underneath that knee. But I really want you to think about stretching through this back right leg. So if you need to, you can walk it back just a little bit more, or sending the hips forward to get that beautiful stretch in the front of the right leg. Do you remember when we were standing and we were lifting one leg? We did that for like 3 minutes on each side. Yeah. That was pretty intense. So now we're doing the opposite of that. We're doing the opposite of that. Maybe we should have those mimosas today because I already sound like I've been drinking. We're gonna have the mimosa. That would be fun. Hold on, you guys. I think I just came up with another idea that we can have like. Well, I've seen a lot of like meet me at the bar, but it's like BARRE, but we could do it meet me at the bar, and we have like wine and stuff. Okay, I'm losing train of thought. All right, bring those hands down to the inside of the left foot. Walk that left foot out just a little bit here. And I want you to get a little bit lower. So I just had to walk my right leg back just a little bit more. And some days for this, I feel comfortable just staying exactly as I am. Some days I can get a little bit lower, maybe coming down onto my forearms. Today is not that day for me, okay? So I'm gonna stay up on my palms But here's the thing, I'm not opening up this inner thigh. I'm not lifting up this foot, the left foot. I'm keeping it planted, and I'm actually hugging the left inner thigh in towards my rib cage, getting that activation and that stretch. Let me know if you guys would be up for a meet me at the bar, or like a wine flow. Let's flow the wine. Keep the wine flowing. I know all of you are just rolling your eyes at home, and that's okay. You know what? I say those things to make you question following me and question why you're still watching this video. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. So come back into a tabletop position. I also like to make you smile and laugh. And we're gonna switch to the other side. So right leg is gonna come forward. You're stacking that knee on the ankle. If you've ever taken a live class of mine, this is literally the entire class. I'm just like, I'm like that was funny. We do work out a little bit, but it's mostly just me practicing one-liners. All right, so we're straightening this back leg. We're sending the hips forward. Yeah. This is the side for me. This is the side. This stretch is all on me. All right, if you're like, okay, I feel this, but I want to go a little bit deeper, I would just challenge you to hug your belly button in towards your spine and maybe send your hips forward a little bit more. Okay, so I'm not like making you straighten your leg. Finny, calm down. Okay, I'm not trying to get you into the splits to enhance this stretch here, but I'm just having you use your muscles. So you're just holding that belly button in towards your spine and then shifting the weight forward. What did you hear, Finny? Oh, you hear puppies. There's doggies outside. Do you hear them? Okay, hands are gonna come inside of that right foot. You're gonna walk that right foot out ever so slightly. Then for me, I need to walk that back leg out just a little bit more. So we're getting a little bit deeper here. Your front toes are turned out maybe to about like 11 o'clock, so not even that far, but you're still hugging that inner thigh in towards your rib cage. And then find what feels best for you. Yes, this is a very deep stretch, but we need this after our bar class. Yeah, we do. Okay, so you can come down onto your forearms. I don't even know if I can, there we go. Okay, I showed you, now I'm coming right back up because that is not for me today, okay? Sometimes I like to sway side to side here and just kind of find that movement. Where do I feel tight? Everywhere, Rachel, I feel tight everywhere. That's good to know, okay? And then wherever you are, we're gonna slowly come back up. Bring that right leg back. And we're gonna take our rest in child's pose. So hips come back down to your heels. So now we're doing the opposite here. We're compressing the hips. We're getting those knees close to the chest. Thighs are resting on top of the chest. And then let's make our way back up to tabletop position. This one's gonna be a doozy, but I know we can do it. We're gonna step the left foot out and then step the right foot out. We're coming down into our Malasana yogi squat. So if you do have a block, you can use it now, or you can just stay lifted on your own, that's totally fine. But if you do notice that like when you get low, your heels start to lift up, maybe lift up just a little bit higher, you can stay right here. You can have your hands resting on the tops of your thighs. If you're like, well, what does a full pose look like? Get hips low. Triceps can come to the inside of your thighs. I understand not everyone's gonna be here. It's totally fine. I'm swaying side to side. I like to find some movement here in my Malasana. Don't you? I do. Okay, but you could also be up top here. Okay, so we're really working the inner groin and the outside of the hips, stretching them out. Beautiful. Hands are going to come down to the ground. We're going to lift the hips up and then heel, toe the feet together. Hang in your forward fold. And then bend the knees a lot. And then have your bum touch the floor. Okay, so I'll face you so you can still see what I'm doing. And then we're going to stretch your legs both out long in front of you. Maybe you want to give them a shake real quick. Shake it out. And then we're gonna flex and then point the toes. Flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. All right, and then we're gonna keep that right leg long. Left leg is gonna reach up and over. So you can either keep this right leg straight, okay? Or if you'd like, you can bend it. Just try it on for size, see what feels good. But no matter where you are, this left hip crease is probably hiked up a little bit. So think about weighting down that hip, and then from there, you're gonna pull in that left thigh towards your chest. Okay, so if your leg is straight out, it's totally fine, but still think about weighting down that hip crease. And then from here, we're gonna take our twist. So left arm is behind you. You're hugging in that thigh towards your chest as you're taking your twist. This left foot is planted firmly onto the floor in front of you. Heavy hips. And we come back to center. Legs are gonna come out long, unfold if you need to. You can shake it out if you need to. Let's switch to the other side. So left leg lifts up and over. You're planting that foot firmly into the ground. You can keep this front leg straight, or maybe you take it as a bend. And then you gotta try to get heavy, or wait. I was mirroring you and then I got confused. Okay, so left knee, you're hugging it in towards your chest. And you're thinking about getting that left hip heavy down to the ground. Sorry, right hip heavy. We're turning into pretzels and I'm getting confused if I'm mirroring you or not. So right hip, thinking right hip heavy as you're holding that left thigh. No, the right thigh. I'm just gonna shut up. Okay, just twist here. Right hip, right thigh, hugging in towards your chest. That was hard. And then we come back towards center. Legs long once again. Shake them out. And we're gonna bring the bottoms of our feet together for butterfly. So for you, your butterfly could have your legs out pretty far and you have a big space in between your hips and your heels. Or maybe you can get them a little bit closer. And then here, maybe you wanna take some movement where you're kind of fluttering, but I don't want you to just flutter super fast and not actually feel the stretch. So notice, okay, when I move, maybe it's a slow flutter. Slow motion. Or maybe you don't want to move at all, and that's totally fine. If holding onto your feet is not serving you and not fluttering, that's fine. You can maybe grab onto your ankles and use your elbows to help press your inner thighs down. This is the one for me today. And then I want everyone to walk their feet, or bottoms of the feet still touching out just a little bit further, and then forward fold. Oh yeah. Okay, so here you're thinking about sending both hip creases evenly towards the floor behind you as you forward fold. This is a very deep hip opener. is for the booty, okay? This is to save you later. And slowly start to roll back up. All right, legs are gonna come long on your mat, and we're going to lay down on our backs. So we're gonna go all the way down, one vertebrae at a time, laying down on the mat. Feet are gonna be flat on the ground. We're gonna bring them in. We're gonna do a restorative bridge here. So feet are about hip distance apart. Make sure you can tickle your heels with your fingertips. Go ahead, lift up your hips. Here, if you would like, you can interlace your fingers behind your back, maybe open up in your chest. Every inhale, you're watching the rise and fall of your ribs, of your belly, expanding, lifting up high towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, maybe you're getting a little bit more expansive in your hips, in your chest. And then we'll slowly lower back down. Maybe you'd like to windshield wiper the knees side to side. If you aren't windshield wipering the legs, I'll have you join us here. And then we're gonna pause when our left knee is center, right knee out to the side. Here, I want you to think about pressing the top of your body, so pressing both of your ribs, sides of your ribs down into the mat as that left knee is pulling center. You should feel a nice stretch in the side body. So I guess we did have a theme today. It was lifting from the side body. I didn't know that going in. That cue just fit every single one of our workouts. And then we'll switch sides. So right knee comes center. That right rib cage is gonna wanna come off of the ground, so think about getting heavy on that right side. Be proud of the work that you did today. I don't care if you thought this workout was the best one of your life or the worst one of your life or somewhere in between. You did it. You're impressing yourself every day. These moments in time right now are pretty much kind of what identify you as a person. So when you strip away all of the excess things that we've been working on, or the projects that we have to do, all of the fluff in our life, this is the essence of you. You're planning to do stuff. You're moving your body. You're following through with things that you said that you were going to do, that you told yourself that you were going to accomplish. And you did it. That is a true essence of you. And come back to center. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug. If you would like, Happy Baby is available to you as well. You can open up the knees. Maybe you grab the inside or the outside of the feet, or maybe even wrap your peace fingers around your big toe. And here you can find some movement, moving side to side, or maybe straightening one leg and then the other. Or maybe you don't find movement at all, and that's totally fine. When you are ready, you'll draw both knees in towards your chest and then come long. We have time for a minute-long Shavasana, so legs are long. I'd really encourage you to stay here for this minute. You don't have to close your eyes, but I want your gaze to be soft on the ceiling. Noticing if in the body you're feeling any tension or you're holding on to anything at this point in class. Let go. And you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe those arms reach up overhead and you grab onto your wrists and you move from side to side. Maybe you draw those knees into your chest, giving yourself that final hug of your practice. And I will meet you in a comfortable seated position, facing me. Eyes can be open or closed, whichever you prefer. And then everyone will inhale, reach their arms up overhead, grab onto that left wrist and take a side bend. And back center over to the other side. And back center, both arms reach up overhead, palms touch, bring them down to your heart center. Be proud of yourself for what you have accomplished. Even if it's not normally what you're accomplishing every single day. You're allowed to have smaller victories right now when things are challenging, different, not normal. So thank you so much for hanging in there with me today and practicing for this entire class. I'm so proud of you. Until next time, namaste.